Hi, I'm Andrew Armstrong and welcome to the Back Office Teardown Lab. Clearly I'm back from my USA trip and I'm not pleased how I left my desk area. Oh, there's a lot of sort of random stuff lying around, filthy. However, I'm not going to tidy it up today because I'm already starting with the old jet lag, and that's going to be problematic in itself, and certainly problematic for motivating one to do their desk hygiene. However, I just want to recap something from my trip. I've got my big bag of swag, and I want to show you. I had a few bits, didn't I, while I was there. These bits were from a previous trip, but this was from the most recent trip. All these gadgets. So I'm just going to get these gadgets out so I don't leave them in my swag bag, and I might give away the old swag bag at some point. I've still got swag bags from previous shows. So we've got here the two Bluetooth earpiece headset things that look pretty wonderful. These are the ones that actually cost a little bit of money and came in a packet, although the packets have got a little bit crushed, but we'll be going over those at some point. We have the single ear Bluetooth dongle thing to do in the future. That, again, is a good one. We've got this Bluetooth thing, which is a wired one with a plug, but it has a zip. It's like a zipper. So you're going to have a sort of earbuds-tastic time. And then look at this, my bag of many. Do you remember I said I got loads of them? I've actually given away quite a few, but I still have at least 1, 2, 3, at least 4 more different kinds in this bag, which in itself is wunderbar. I'm going to again put that, on the side. This is quite neat. This is a multi-USB doodad that I was given, and you just plug that into your USB, and then you have a USB-C, an Apple thing, and a USB micro. So that's cool, and that lights up this sort of badge area that says Happy New Year. That it's got an LED in there, so it's not all the charge is going into your phone. Someone's going in to power that LED. We'll see what that's doing. And then, of course, I have my batteries. These are brilliant, and I might get some back office show branded versions of these, because look, AA cell, plug it into your USB. And I want to work out, see how much charge these hold, because that'd be neat. It says it's 1,000 milliamp hours. Actually, it does say it there, 1.5 volts. I mean, I'm just looking around. Do I have a battery here to compare to? What is the rating on the battery? Bear with me. I'm just going over to my shelf of batteries, and here's the sort of cheapo batteries. See if they actually. This would be kind of curious. Yeah, look, same size as you would expect. Do these say what they are? Do not recharge. Do not put in the wrong way, and that's about it. So I might have to discharge one of these to sort of try to figure out what they have. I mean, the box is over there too. This is not fun. Oh, that's the AAA box. So yeah, no, we don't know what they are. They're just 0% mercury apparently. No Freddy in that at all. So yeah, we'll do that in the next one. Now, the reason why we're here, let's not beat around the bush. Them bushes ain't for beating. The reason why we're here though is because I was using these, and I started using these an awful lot. So this is those sort of Bluetooth headset, and it's actually really good. It's definitely not a Bose one, but it works really well. It sort of does perch in your ear pretty well for running. I mean, that bit works super good, and that bit doesn't put any pressure. And if you recall on the sort of video, I did a little teardown in the hotel, very sort of skanky teardown, because I didn't have any equipment or lights or anything. Good. Now we can actually do a proper little bit more of a teardown, because I actually had a little slight issue with this, so I do want to repair them as well, and I'll show you what the repair is. So these are look at that, that's where the wires go in. Very little strain relief in there, so I'm going to put a blob of glue in there. So that's my first mod. So I'm going to mod these. I like them, I want to keep them, so I'm going to actually make them better so they last longer. And that'll go again in the other side too. I think it is slightly crimped, but ooh, bit too much force and that's going to break. That's not good. Something else I've noticed, I'm going to take these bits off, by the way. I don't really need those right now. These are fine, by the way. There's nothing wrong with those. Just taking them off because I don't want to dirty them up and get chemicals in them and put those chemicals in my ear. So you can see how they actually clip on. They've got these little hooksy things in there. Go a bit closer. See them right there? 1, 2 and 3. And the problem is it's kind of loose. So it's not loose because I've pulled it apart. I think it's just manufactured loose. I mean, these are sort of samples at a show. They might not be the best quality anyway to start with, and certainly the giveaways at the show. So what I'm going to do is push this ribbon through like that. So I'm pushing that through. That way we can have a better look at what's going on in here. So I can see a green wire and a blue wire going into the driver right there. So that's your speaker to your ear. And then we have another 2 wires here which are just taking the power. Isn't that amazing? And there's a little tiny IC in there. And I think I could read that. Hang on. It's a 5353A 7U. 5353A 7U. So guessing that's some sort of charge controller. And great success. I actually did have my multimeter handy and locatable. Let's have another little look-see with the old multimeter, see what we can see on this. And we're going to pop that there, pop that there. 4.18 volts. So groovy. I don't know if that's like a little charging controller or if it's a little, you know what that is. 4 volts seems a bit high though, doesn't it? Let's see. 3.7, so not sure why it's reading that high. Let's see if we can pop it back. That's a cute little battery though, isn't it? Like a sort of capacitor. And it's got that tiny little PCB on it with all the goodness built in. So it definitely went in the other way around. So you kind of got to get that purchased. Thank you, Miss Purchase. Got that in there. And that there. Yeah, it's not too bad. So I wonder though if that ribbon, you see the ribbon there, is supposed to be in here. And from my dismantling, I've sort of pulled it out, or through use pulled that out. And then this should be keyed. That and that. I'm just going to compare it to the left. Yeah, so they're both pointing backwards. Yeah, I think that's how it was. I think I might have pulled this out a bit. So I'm tempted just to sort of put a little dab of glue there and a little dab of adhesive on those 3 little tangs and then push that rubber up. And in fact, I'm so motivated that I'm going to do that right now. But before that, let's just have another quick look. And this side will be a lot quicker because we're just having a quick little shufty in there. Yes, same setup, exactly the same setup, just for the other channel. So I'm going to push the black ribbon in a little bit. So effectively I am sort of shortening these a tiny bit, but I don't think that's a problem. That lanyard is way long enough. And I found actually I did start wearing this around my neck all the time, just throughout the day. So it does work. It's quite convenient. It might make you look like a bit like an old man. You know where you used to hang your glasses round your hang your eyeglasses round your neck on a thing. It's a bit like that, but it's fine. It's a tech gadget, and then whenever you need to, you can just pop them on, and it really does seem to work well when the laptop is on or off, because you can sort of put the laptop on Bluetooth, turn the Bluetooth on your phone. You know that it just jumps straight onto the laptop. There's no relearning process required. Want it back on your phone? Oh, that stinks. I forgot the old smell of resin. I haven't used resin for so long. Do I want the smell of resin in my ears? Be careful. Mix it up real good. It's going to be kind of near your ears or parts of your body. I don't know how healthy epoxy resin is. So yeah, as I was saying, it jumps between your mobile phone and your laptop quite easily without having to repair or mess around with it. It's not, as far as I know, I don't have any instructions for it. It doesn't seem to at least have multi endpoints, but even on devices that do have the multi endpoints, they're always kind of a complicated pairing procedure. So even if it does, I probably just am not aware of it. But yeah, I think they're small enough and light enough to be with you all the time. I don't know if the Apple AirPod things, I've seen people wearing those, and I've seen Android versions a bit like that thing I showed you earlier. You can get two ear versions of that. For me, I kind of think that's just maybe that one step too losable. Whereas this one has that sort of lanyard and the magnetic catch to keep them on your neck. That's probably a little bit better for me. Just going to grab a tissue though. I've got resin on my hands. I don't want to touch those too much. And despite working with resin, I've still not really found the ideal way of not getting it on everything. That's fine. Right, so this is a pretty short pot life on this epoxy, and I've already probably killed half of it through my blabbering on. So what I'm going to do, just zoom in, you can have a look, see what I'm up to. I'm just going to try to put it on these 3 catches that already exist. So there's one there, one there, without getting it everywhere. Ugh, right. There we go, so that's that one done. I'm going to do this one again, real super quick, before it all goes off, because I need to get in there and do the bit on the lanyard, which is going to be a little bit critical. Okay, so that's in there. Got the bit in here, so I'm not too worried how this looks because we know it's going to be covered up by that silicone cover. Get a blob in each, and then I'm going to go back and work those blobs. The magnets have taken control there. Which isn't actually helping me right now. Come on, get off. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I'm just squidging it in to all the edges. Yeah, fine. Absolutely fine. So I have to say, I've been watching a lot of in-betweeners while I was away on my Fire Sticks. I forgot how much I like that. And I've started watching white gold. I'm really getting into the white gold, so it's like a naughty, guilty little pleasure, I think, watching things like the In-Betweeners. It's so puerile, but I find it so hilarious. So I don't know. I don't know how I should feel. I think it's a grown-up show for grown-ups, so I think I can get away with it. It was designed for me to watch, so that's fine. That's going to be my argument. Alright, let's get this in. The reason I'm putting this on so soon, and I'm not worried about the compounds not curing or anything when this is on, is because it does have little knickknacks that fit. There's some features that actually the silicone is supposed to fit into, and I'm worried if I don't get them in there and that thing does harden, I'll lose that opportunity. So I can see this one on this right hand side isn't quite behaving. It's looking a bit lumpy. I'm just going to pop that open, see why. Yes. I think that's okay. So there. All I need to do now is leave them to set and give them. I'm probably going to give them a wash down when I'm done to make sure there's no sort of resiny, catalysty stuff on there, because so those sort of acids and compounds in that you react to badly. And yeah, then I'm going to wear that just to sort of let you know the functionality. So you've got the microphone in here. That's pretty nice and clear. The telephone button, volume up and down. They seem to work. They're also track select, but to track select you just push it once. To volume you hold it, and that's the instructions for these. The pairing instructions, of course, are in Chinese. In fact, for a bit of a laugh, do you want to have a listen? I'll just hold it up. I'm going to turn it on. Tai Chi. And then that last bit is the bit when the Bluetooth is connected, and then when you turn it off, and there you go. You get used to that. Might learn something. There. Hope that's been of some use to you. Have a look for these on the interwebs. I'm sure if there's so many of them at CES, I'm sure they'll be surfacing now. A very good format, nice around your neck all day long. Basically, put it around your neck, tuck that into your jumper, and they're ready to go whenever you need it. And it's definitely a lot better than having to hold your phone if you've got those long conversations or meetings or go-to meetings that you hold kind of on your phone, but when you're on the move. I just keep that on you. As ever, thank you for watching.